guys, it's Izzy. I am back with another, I was gonna say, I'm not sure whether or not to call this a usual conspiracy theory video, or as I like to call them, conspiracy. It's kind of like an unsolved mystery. Basically, it's about celebrity rumours today, guys. So I know it's a little different from what I normally do, but I came across some quite interesting ones and I thought you guys might appreciate. So like I said, today's video is gonna be quite light-hearted. I do normally cover a lot of gruesome and darker conspiracy theories on my channel, so if you're into that sort of thing, do make sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to see any new content from me. Anyway, this video is gonna uncover and unpick 4 celebrities and rumours surrounding them. They are quite big names as well, so let's just dive into the video. Mystery number 1, has Lindsay Lohan been faking her accent? In 2016, New York born and raised Lindsay Lohan started to confuse her fans when she started to appear in interviews speaking as if English wasn't her first language.
Just me holding it with me walking, going. Whereas the paparazzi maybe across the street, I didn't know. And they crucified me for it in America.
She was opening up a new club in Athens, and when she was speaking to the press, it was a bit confusing because she was speaking as though she wasn't an American.
And whereas in the past I've been associated with clubbing and nightclubs, I said, why not do my own? Americans are very close-minded in that sense. I know that because I'm American. I'm Italian-Irish, really.
Look, it's no secret that Lindsay Lohan is a talented actress. I mean, I'm British myself, I don't know if you can tell by my accent. But when she was just 11 years old, she, I would say, mastered a pretty impressive British accent when she was playing the role in The Parent Trap.
I mean, I had one once, I suppose, but my parents divorced years ago.
She explained to the Daily Mail that her new accent was a mixture of most of the languages she's trying to learn. She's fluent in English, French, she can understand Russian, and she was trying to learn Arabic, Italian, and Turkish. So I guess what she's trying to say is that this was just a combination of, you know, absolutely all the accents all mixed into one. She also spent multiple years living in Dubai, and she spent a lot of time in Greece as well. She also claimed in an interview for Good Morning Britain that she was also studying the Quran. She didn't necessarily say she was converting to Islam, but she did say she had a great interest in learning about it amongst other religions.
Something that feeds my soul and learning different cultures and beliefs. In the Islamic culture, I found a lot of people that it's very, I feel like it's a family to me, a lot of my friends that are Arab. And they've been really good people to me, and also working with kids in Syria. It's something I want to learn the language so that I can discuss situations with them. I want to be on the same page as everyone.
And that was all happening in 2016. However, in 2022, she appeared on Jimmy Fallon and she was speaking again, just like how we always knew her to speak, in her typical New York American accent. So to me, I think this accent was a little bit put on. It doesn't typically occur that you lose your native mother tongue, but a lot of fans have jumped to Lindsay Lohan's defense, saying that they too picked up different accents when they were speaking to non-natives, and that when you're trying to fit into a group, you do end up picking up the speech patterns of those around you. To be fair, even me myself, depending on how many Brummies I'm surrounded with, I do slip in and out of a Brummie accent.
By order of the Peaky Blinders.
But what do you think? Do you think this was slightly exaggerated for a publicity stunt, or do you think it's genuine that an actress as talented as Lindsay Lohan could just end up picking up people's speech patterns? Celebrity theory number 2 is that Lea Michelle, the Glee star, is secretly illiterate and is just really good at memorising all her lines. Now, I'm pretty sure this all started as a joke, but let's just take a little look into it, shall we? Because it is a little bit weird. So this all started after Naya Rivera, who was a co-star of Lea Michelle on the show, she wrote an autobiography, and she didn't necessarily paint Lea in the best of lights. She claimed the book was never intended to take down Lea Michelle, as she had better things to write about. But she did spill the tea, saying that Lea was a lot more sensitive though, and sometimes it seemed like she would blame me for anything and everything that went wrong. In further interviews after the release of this book, whenever Naya was questioned about her relationship with a co-star Lea, she just sort of brushed it off and said, you know, it's all in my autobiography, go read about it there. So normally, obviously, this is a PR stunt. It's a publicity move to try and get people to buy the book about any sort of drama that there might be going on, instead of just revealing everything in interviews. However, conspiracy theorists sort of jumped onto this and said that the reason she was deflecting her answer to the book was because Lea Michelle couldn't read, and that way she will never find out what she really said about it. I mean, this is a little far-fetched as it is, because I mean, surely someone in Lea's circle, even if she hypothetically couldn't read, would, you know, inform her about what Nia said in the book. People then added fuel to the fire in this rumour, saying that the reason that Lea couldn't read is because she has been a Broadway star ever since she was a young child, and that way she never had time to focus on school and get to learn to read and write like the rest of us. Now, on the surface level, this would obviously seem a little bit far-fetched and even ridiculous to think that someone could reach Lea's level of stardom without the ability to read and write. She also had no choice but to address this rumour on her own TikTok. She made her first TikTok where people were commenting things like, "I was wondering why she wasn't responding to any TikTok comments, and then I remembered." She did then show that she had a good sense of humour about this whole topic, and even made her second TikTok about it and had this to say.
Hey.
Hi, how is it?
It's amazing, but wait, can you talk for a sec?
But let's take a look at the supposed evidence, because I know it is a ridiculous rumour, but even I've got to admit, I kind of see where the speculation comes from. First, during the after show, she does respond to the rumours directly. They're all laughing about this rumour on the show, and then another guest gives her something to read out loud, and they sort of all just play it off.
I woke up one day, and all of a sudden, all online, someone had made like a conspiracy video, 45-minute long video, trying to prove that I can't read or write.
All right, what does this say?
And
what is that word?
Well, it's Dorinda.
Sound
no,
it out.
Bethany.
But Lea never actually reads out what was said on the paper. I mean, it's kind of easy to do, you know, you can just put the rumours to rest there and then. But nah, they just sort of play it off. Secondly, Lea is actually the author of 2 books, but when you look into what she's written, you find out that they're mainly picture books and have recipes and beauty tips. They don't contain masses and masses of writing. There's also another clip that I noticed from the Ellen show, so they're playing Cards Against Humanity. And it struck me that Lea always seems to be the last one to go and place a card, looking somewhat more confused than the rest of the cast. Lea has also been the co-host of several different award shows, and someone's actually made a compilation of her announcing the winner of the show. And it's been noted that she never actually reads out the name directly. She sort of waits for her co-host to take the lead, and she just sort of follows along from what the co-host is saying. It's quite funny, actually. Let's take a look.
And the Emmy goes to
Don Roy King.
Saturday Night Live.
Your choice movie villain is Donald Sutherland.
And your choice female artist is Taylor Swift.
And your choice for favorite action movie actor is Chris Hemsworth.
And your choice movie actor sci-fi fantasy is Josh Hutcherson.
And the Grammy goes to See? Halo, Beyonce.
Finally, there is a video of her reading out a children's book, which you think would just settle out the rumours once and for all. But conspiracy theorists have also noted the fact that the entire way through, she is sat with one ear completely covered throughout the entire video. And people have speculated that she's actually got a secret earpiece in place and someone's telling her the words to read out loud, and she's not actually reading it herself. So what do you guys make of this theory? I mean, the evidence for me, I kind of see where people are coming from, but I still think it's a little far-fetched. But I'm keen to know what you guys think. Today's third rumour is the fact that Stevie Wonder may secretly be faking being blind. So Stevie Wonder is an American singer, and the official story is that he was born and kept incubated, but there was a complication and he received too much oxygen, causing his retinas to detach and making him blind. However, there is a very superstitious rumour floating around Hollywood that Stevie Wonder may not secretly be blind, or he may be exaggerating his blindness to make him stand out amongst other pop stars. There's actually quite a lot of celebrities that have spoken up about the fact that they don't think Stevie Wonder is blind. First, let's take a little look from this clip from the Kelly Clarkson show, where Lionel Richie talked about a prank, I don't know, that Stevie Wonder played on him.
Stevie is probably, I'm going to tell you something, I've been spending my whole life with him thinking he can see. I know he can see. I
thought you said sing.
No, he can see. Listen, the story I tell that's the funniest, I went to his house. He says, want to hear a new song? I've got it in the car. Come on, go with me. We go out to the car. He says, you sit on the passenger side, I'll sit on the driver's side. He goes in, he cranks the car up, he puts the tape in, right? And then he does this. And starts driving back down the driveway.
This rumour did also start to circulate after he was photographed with Michael Jackson, taking a photograph of him. Now, I might be sounding naive here, but A, how can a blind person take a photo? And B, why would a blind person want to take a photo? And thirdly, a lot of the rumour comes from this clip when he was performing with Paul McCartney, and Paul happens to run past him and then knock a microphone over. And guess what Stevie Wonder does? Puts his hand out and catches it. Now, even though this conspiracy theory is fun to speculate about and it's got a lot of supporters, I personally lean towards the idea that he's not faking it. Sorry to burst everyone's bubble. I think if anything, this sort of undermines how much blind people or people with vision impairments are capable of. And there's actually a YouTuber who's blind himself called Tommy Edison, and he explains what he thinks is going on with Stevie Wonder.
Now, if you watch this clip, you'll notice that Paul McCartney brushes right by Stevie Wonder. Look, if somebody brushed by me on one side, my natural reflex would be to reach out and see what was up. Stevie did that and just happened to catch a mic stand. Sounds good to me. Oh, if I've done that once, I've done that 100 times.
Tommy also speculates, and you know, I'm with him on this, that Stevie Wonder just has an excellent sense of humour. So when he's spotted with a camera, he's just taking the piss. Like, obviously he's blind, he can't use a camera. You know, I'd probably have the same coping mechanism as well. And Stevie Wonder was even on an SNL sketch where he advertised a camera that was so easy, even Stevie Wonder can use it. And last but not least, we have the conspiracy theory that Harry Styles is secretly bald and wears a wig. Now, I've got to say from the get-go that I kind of do believe this one the most, and hear me out here. So this theory began from the Instagram page Demoy. I'm definitely butchering that, but I can't speak French. Now, if you don't know who this page is, they are basically the real-life Gossip Girl.
You know you love me. XOXO. Gossip Girl.
They receive hundreds of daily submissions about celebrity gossip, and then they post a select few to their stories. The account does post the disclaimer that statements made on this account have not been independently confirmed. Believe what you want or don't believe any of what is posted. This was started for FUN. So, you know, whatever they post may or may not be real, but the funny thing is they have broken news stories in the past. So this rumour started because someone submitted a tip to the page that an A-list singer / occasional actor has a dirty secret he's not shared. He's almost gone completely bald, but his hairpiece is so good, it's hard not to spot it, and he literally never takes it off. So at first, people speculated that this was Machine Gun Kelly, but it was proven to be false. So then this led to the birth of a phenomenon on TikTok called Baldarry. I'm probably butchering that. Baldarry? I don't know. So a TikToker in particular who sort of pushed this theory forwards is called Abby Henry.
Someone released a thing the other day saying that an A-list celebrity with a huge female following is actually bald and wears a toupee. And all I'm saying, I'm not saying that it's Harry, but I am saying that he did say when he goes out in public and doesn't want to be spotted, it's really easy to do.
Without hearing this theory first, if this man walked up to you on the streets, would you instantly recognise that it's Harry Styles? Take a look at this other video that Abby Henry also posted. It's a video of him jumping up on stage, but it seems as though his hairpiece entirely lifts up from the front. And the funny thing is that this video has since been removed from TikTok. Is it maybe Harry's team intervening somehow? Now, for me, this video is quite a bit of strong evidence because I don't understand how a piece of hair can lift up from the head like this. Like, for me, this is, I'd go as far as to say solid proof that this theory would be true. I mean, even if I was dancing around on stage, like, my hair would just lift up, you know, around me. It wouldn't lift up from the middle of my scalp. Do you get what I mean? There's also videos of him jumping around stage, supposedly adjusting his wig.
Then there's this video of him adjusting his hairpiece from the back, and his whole head of hair elevates off of his head, and then he seemingly fastens it back into place.
There is also another clip where the One Direction boys are doing Who's Most Likely To on Jimmy Kimmel.
Who's most likely to go bald first?
That would be ironic.
I mean, it speaks for itself, doesn't it? So people have said that this rumour is ridiculous. For starters, he's got a receding hairline in the wig, and I would say to respond to this that he's had a receding hairline for quite a while, and in order for it to be realistic, then, you know, he can't change his hairline all of a sudden. So maybe his wig is just so natural and you just would never guess that it's a wig. And the second thing that people have been saying to debunk this rumor is he's Harry Styles. He's probably one of the most famous people in the world. Why can't he just afford a hair transplant if he's going to go through the effort of wearing a wig every single day? To which I would come back and say, hey, maybe he doesn't want to have a hair transplant. I mean, there's a lot of complications that can go wrong with, let's face it, a surgery. And maybe he wants the option to go bald in a few years' time, but he's just not ready for that just yet. And two, I want to say, when do you think he'd have the time to get a hair transplant? I mean, he's been touring pretty much non-stop and been filming films. While he is so busy, maybe it is just easier for him to pop on a wig instead of taking time off to have this surgery. So I think this theory, again, I will admit, is a little bit far-fetched. But for me, I just can't get over that video of his hair literally coming off on stage. I'm sorry. What do you guys think? Am I going crazy? Am I reading too much into it? Is it perhaps about another celebrity that I've not thought about? Let me know what you guys think. So yeah, that brings me to the end of today's video. If you've got any other celebrity rumors or conspiracy theories you'd like me to cover next, do make sure to leave them in the description below. And yeah, as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll be with you guys with another unsolved mystery or conspiracy very shortly. But in the meantime, I do want to let you guys know to keep a little eye out on my channel as well for little updates in between, because I've jumped on the shorts bandwagon. You know, it's about time. It's been about 2 years since they've been out and I just did not know where to start with them. But I had the idea that, you know, I want to post shorter news updates for when I come across something really quickly and I don't have time to sit down and film and edit a full video. So you guys will be seeing a lot more from me on shorts as well. So make sure to keep an eye out on my page if you want to hear more conspiracy theory news or any updates of anything that I've already talked about on my channel. Anyway, that was a long outro. Thank you so much for watching and I will catch you guys very, very shortly. Goodbye. Mwah.